All right, everyone. Welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for January 15th, 2018, Monday. And this video is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out that link down below. We're using the actual size of the constellations, which does change the signs from mainstream astrology. All right, so we're gearing up for a new moon, which will be late Tuesday and early Wednesday for most of us, those 2 days. So we're in the ending phase of the curtain cycle. And this is the balsamic phase, a good time to get in touch with our inner intuition, to get some rest and really listen, and maybe even clear out some things in your life that you may want to clear out today to make space for the new beginnings around the corner. The new beginnings will be in Sagittarius. In fact, the moon will be in Sagittarius today. So it really is starting to acclimate what will be the new beginnings of inspiration, open-mindedness, and the power of manifestation and the spirit for life. So that's what is sort of integrating today, but in terms of the aspects, we could be feeling a little less erratic. If you felt that over the weekend, the sun is easing up from the square to Uranus, and going into tomorrow, Jupiter is going to sextile Pluto for the first time, taking us into September 12th of 2018 for a big part of the year in terms of doing some of these changes and empowering ourselves through opening our horizons and taking action in the face of any inhibitions this year. So let's look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here is the sky for this Monday. We've got the moon approaching the sun here in Sagittarius, this ending phase of the current lunar cycle, current lunar month. So yeah, really good to clear. It's the ending phase. A really good analogy of this is that it's kind of the winter time of the lunar month, right? Where we do want to rest, perhaps. We do want to listen and again, clear. Maybe like a garden. A good analogy is like the garden. Right now is the time to clear the garden so that we have space to plant the new seeds, which will be tomorrow and Wednesday going into the rest of the week. So with Sagittarius, though, I think it's a great day to start to acclimate and start to incorporate some of these energies that have to do with what will be the new beginnings. So maybe becoming more aware of the power of manifestation, right? The power of open-mindedness, right? And inspiration in life and how that is a spirit for life. It's a fire. It's a driving force. Now, this is the lowered energy phase of the cycle. It's seeing the power of fire, right? And tapping into that adventurousness in life, right? Willing to expand our horizons, willing to think big, see possibilities, see potentials. This is the power of Sagittarius, which then helps us gain more insight about what our purpose is and where we want to put our energy with that fire. So these types of themes perhaps today can be great. Philosophy, higher learning, maybe a little bit of adventurousness in your life in this more internalized way, I think can be great. So in terms of the aspects, we are coming off of Sunday's Sun square Uranus, so we'll likely be feeling a little bit less of this either nervous energy, if you felt it that way, or maybe it's a bit erratic with your environment. Maybe it had to do with some unexpected things, kind of out of left field. Whatever it was, and again, it's a collective energy, so you may or may not be feeling that personally. But that kind of collective energy is starting to recede today. It's still a bit in orb, so I think it's great to incorporate this still presence in terms of becoming more aware of ourself and that side of ourself that does want to make sudden choices or do sudden things or break free that we were learning to do more constructively over the weekend. Really good to incorporate that. There could be some healing today on a minor note, just an opportunity to do that. So if there's anything that presents itself that you may feel like will heal you, could be a good day to do that with the sun sextiling up to Chiron if you're guided to. So the most powerful thing about really the whole week, other than the new moon, is that Jupiter is sextiling Pluto for the first time, taking us into, like I said, September of 2018. So, long transit here, right? These outer planets. So, really good to start to develop this. Now, it's the first one. It's the first one, which usually means we don't know exactly what this means for us in our life, tangibly and personally. But going into the rest of the week, if you're feeling like there's this opening, all right, opening with this sextile to make some changes, to see things in a new light, right? To make some positive changes, maybe in the face of some fears or some inhibitions, which is what Pluto's about. But when Pluto's in easy aspect, it can be easier to do that, especially when it's an aspect to a planet like Jupiter, who's considered a benefic, who helps us see the potentials of that and helps us learn about what we can do to empower ourselves, face fears, make changes. So with sextiles, like I always say, we can choose or choose not to work with it, but it is available. It's starting to come into the picture here this week. It's still early. I think things will make a little more sense as to what this is pertaining to probably around mid-April, but still, nonetheless, it is an excellent time for starting to implement maybe some of these changes you're guided to. Maybe expand our horizons. Again, Jupiter's just like this new moon around the corner, but in this context with Pluto and Sag, changing our perspectives. It's really the emphasis of change, right? Changing our old belief systems into new ones, old patterns, old perspectives, right? And seeing again the power of positive thinking and open-mindedness. So really good for this. And if there is anything that you are feeling like you can face some fears with going into the rest of the week, make some positive changes with, we do have a lot of support to do that. All right, so that's the important things here today. On a minor note, the moon will be going over Mercury about the first half, a little bit maybe a new beginning with the importance of communication in your life, or the importance of being willing to learn and curious and inquisitive in life. And very minor in the second half, the moon sextiles Neptune, which really does support the balsamic phase, suggesting there can be a bit of easygoingness, and it can be good to relax and be receptive, which is great because that's what we typically want to do during the ending of the current cycle. All right, so hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon for the new moon forecast. Take care.